And on this episode of Not Understanding Your Audience, we have this from Deadline. Legendary's Godzilla King Kong sequel adds Caitlin Dever to cast. I'm not doing that one again. I'm not going to try to get her name right. But, long story short, they're making another Godzilla and Kong movie, and they're adding this woman to it. Do you guys at the studio understand that we don't really care about the actors and actresses in this movie, right? We care about, well, now, I was going to say one thing. Now we care about two things. We care about Big Monkey and Big Lizard. That's it. The other day I was watching Godzilla, what was it called? King of Monsters or something like that, where he's fighting the Hydra one. I forgot their name. I don't care. He's fighting Mothra and all the other Hydra ones and stuff like that. But then it had this story of Vera Wellen, I don't know, and the dude that's playing Green Lantern and Millie Bobby Brown and some climate activism stuff, and Kenna Watanabe was in it too. It was like, I don't care about any of this stuff. Just give me Godzilla fighting monsters. That's the movie we care about. That's all we care about. Obviously, Godzilla Minus One is the outlier, because that one was a fantastic movie where realistically I think you could have taken Godzilla out of that movie and it would have just been a heartfelt story between this dude just forgiving himself for not blowing himself up in World War II. Might have been a fantastic movie, but not every franchise can do that. Not every franchise can say, okay, I'm going to make a movie, an adaptation, and make the people care about the characters that are not Big Lizard. You can't do that. You can't do that at all. So with Godzilla and Kong, all you need are two things. Godzilla and Kong. I don't need Caitlin Dever. I don't need Millie Bobby Brown. I don't need the chick from The Conjuring. I don't need Tywin Lannister. I don't need any of those people. All I need is Big Monkey and Big Lizard. So anyone other than that, you're just wasting budget. And it makes me wonder, with an animated movie like that is like 99% CGI, because obviously we don't have Big Monkey and Big Lizard to cast, why would you want to waste your money on people like her that we've seen her in other products before? Realistically, is she bringing in anyone? If I was to tell you right now, they're making a Godzilla and Kong sequel, you would say, oh, okay. But imagine if I told you, hey, they're making a Godzilla and Kong sequel and Caitlin Dever's in it. Would that make you more or less likely to go see that movie? Does she move the... I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I'm just saying, with a movie like this, you don't really need to hire anyone that's famous. You can go old Netflix route, where they had all these great Netflix original movies with virtually unknown cast members, and they knocked it out of the park. That was when Netflix was in its glory days, I think, when they made all these original movies and shows with no one name recognizable whatsoever, and they popped out massively great movies. So I think the days of the Hollywood quote-unquote actor, we don't really need most of these people. Especially in an IP that is Godzilla and King Kong. It's like, that's all you need. You could have a 90-minute movie of those. Didn't a movie come out called Flow that was I think it was about a cat surviving a tsunami or something like that? I don't think there was a single person in it. I think it was just a cat going on this adventure. We didn't have any dialogue to my... Again, I didn't see it, but I just heard about it. I heard we didn't have any dialogue in it. Yeah, I'm looking at the cast right now of the movie Flow. There's no one. There's no one casted in this movie. It's just an animated movie about a cat. It says, cat is a solitary animal, but as its home is devastated by a great flood, he finds refuge on a boat populated by various species and will have to team up with them despite their differences. Not a single person is listed as a cast member on this. Nominated for 2 Oscars. Didn't cost that much money to make this movie, and from what I heard, everyone loves it. Do you think, studio, you are one Caitlin Dever away from a $1 billion Oscar-nominated, Oscar-winning movie? Does she bring even if she was the greatest actress of all time? Let's say, for example, you have Meryl. Let's say you get Meryl Streep. I'm trying to think of the best actors off the top of my head. I would say Meryl Streep, Denzel Washington are probably up there. Just male and female off the top of my head. If you get those two, or Cate Blanchett and Brad Pitt, or all these big names in Hollywood, all the massive, well-established careers that have been decades in the making. If you grab all those people and you put them in Godzilla vs. Kong 2, does it matter? Does it matter at all? Probably not. It just seems like not really a money laundering thing. It just seems like, okay, I'm going to do her a solid. Like, the people that are directing or producing this just want to do her a favor. It's like with Adam Sandler and all of his friends. Like, hey, you having some money issues? I'll make a Netflix movie and have you as a star in it, and you'll get some money. Is that what's happening here? That the studio is owing this woman a favor? They're like, hey, you know what? We'll just pop you in the movie, You're not the main draw of it, but we're going to just give you some money and give you some lines and maybe center the story around you. What a ridiculous concept. You could have had it. A silent movie. Not a silent movie, just a movie with no voice actors whatsoever. Because I find voice acting to be one of the biggest wastes of money of all human history in Hollywood. Do you know Neil Patrick Harris is in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? And the sequel too? He plays Steve the Monkey. He plays Steve the Monkey that says the name Steve. You got Neil Patrick Harris to voice a character where he just says his name. It's like Groot. Vin Diesel playing Groot. I would say the Steve one is even worse because it doesn't sound like Neil Patrick Harris. What's the point? I don't understand. I could go on this for hours. I'm not going to do that right now. But in the end, Godzilla vs. Kong. Are you one Caitlin Dever away from Oscar Gold? Let me know what you guys think about that.
You preach of the law while the lost remain blind to the mercy.